Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell there, You're All I Need to Get By.
This is Eye on Education on Dubai Eye 103.8.
Sponsored by Repton School, Al Barsha. Exemplary British education for ages 3 to 18, where ambition is nurtured and potential is unlocked.
We are talking career paths for kids and teens this hour because Khalaf Al Habtoor, the Emirati businessman who has companies spanning hotels, automotive, real estate, education, he sparked a really interesting discussion this week, saying that students should be exposed to real jobs, to real environments, to real responsibility a lot earlier. And it was really interesting to read, actually, because he was speaking about his own career path, but also about his son and the fact that his son had spent time washing dishes during his own early days in the business. And it kind of highlights the importance of getting kids' hands dirty a long time before they graduate. But it's one thing to say that they would benefit from that access to the realities of work. But in reality, for a lot of us as parents here in the UAE, it's quite hard to know where to access those, and if we can't access part-time jobs, how we can help our kids identify what paths might be right for them. So I am joined today in studio by Audrey Hamitner. She is the founder of the Bedrock programme. She works with young people who are navigating career choices. She also works with ADEC in Abu Dhabi. So she's very much in and amongst this topic. And I wonder, Audrey, given that part-time jobs are not currently something that most teenagers in this country would have access to, how do you work with families to help kids identify what their sort of key skills might be? Because I always think it's such a young age that we start picking our exams. Those exams will maybe feed into a university course. We're asking kids to make decisions about their life so early. How do we reframe it? How do we look at the kids before we look at the courses, I guess, is my question.
It's a good question, and one that is actually at the heart of why the Bedrock program exists. Because not only is it difficult for young people to decide on what to do, the roles are changing so much that most parents don't even know how to provide structure or focus for those young people. And I don't know about you, but I remember working up my corporate career and being quite surprised by some of the roles people were getting paid to do and thinking, if I had known, that's what I would have done, just because of access or knowledge. So what we tend to do is we start with the values. Right? It's not about the skills. You might notice now in the workplace, everyone's talking about reskilling for AI and learning new skills and de-skilling or unlearning and relearning, simple processes and what they're doing in the workplace that constantly changes.
Yeah.
But when you start with the values, you understand what's most important to an individual about how they work, and they learn a lot about themselves and what they might want to get into.
Yeah.
Once that sort of pathway is understood and you have those sort of 5 or 6 really important things. So I want to be outside and moving. I want to be in a desk. I want reputation. I want to be the person doing X and Y. I want to influence X community by doing, this thing. Then we start to look at, okay, well, what are your skills? Yeah. What are you confident about? What are the skills that you would be so excited to build on and learn more about that you can then blow your competition away because you can X? So then it becomes this layering effect of like, I'm grounded in why I'm doing what I want to do. I can identify many of the different areas that I can now apply it. And here are the skills I want to highlight about what I can do within that field to get to that North Star. When you excite a young person this way, you build a type of confidence that is, you see the eyes light up.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden there's something, right? It's not just, I don't know, maybe I'll take maths. Ooh, economics sounds... It's like, no, I think I want to help animals and I'm going to work in a pet food nutrition center and develop new ideas and formulas for how to deal with a particular cancer that took a dog when I was a child. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden it led into different ways. This exploration makes it fun and interesting. in terms of getting experience and in terms of dabbing their little hands into something new,
Yeah.
there's a couple of ways to do it. So one of the things that I'm exploring for my own children now, my daughter has a love of animals. Mm-hmm. And so I've started to reach out to kennels and to rescue spaces. And I'm looking for ways to bring her on Saturdays, just for a few hours. Let her learn what happens in these environments, right? So parents can become inquisitive about what it is that intrigues their child and take a look around your own community and within your own networks.
Yeah.
And see if there is an opportunity during the work world. Your work week is not always possible, but there can be opportunities that we overlook.
Yeah.
And it's in this country, it's not so easy to say I'm going to go and get them a part-time job, and there's a lot of other factors that play into that decision. But even just a few hours a week, every month, builds resilience, builds the exposure, promotes questions that maybe they'll take on looking on the internet. Maybe they'll ask the people there more questions. Maybe there is a veterinary clinic that could use an extra pair of hands to calm dogs, right? If you can help your young person think about what they could do that space or place doesn't have.
Yeah.
And as a parent, you put some guidelines in and have a chat with them and see if they're open to the idea, and then play with it.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of workplaces that offer internships through the high schools.
Yeah.
The same can apply with younger children, as long as the law provides, in particular spaces.
Yeah.
And this is how I think we could really offer them opportunities here, barring looking for something when you go home in the summers or in the winter breaks, where they can, again, volunteer at a local fair or, be Santa's helper in one of the malls or something to that effect.
I want to pull on that thread a little next, actually. And we've had a couple of questions in for you as well on this topic in terms of how people can help their own kids and teens. And do keep those questions coming. 4001 on the text, 04871 5500 on WhatsApp. We're going to be coming to those after the news headlines.
Your ARN News.
Dubai has officially become the first city